The choice wheel is back in Call of Dragons, and we're here in Season T1. After the first two strongest Lord events, now we hit the third, and we get to choose. So in this video, I'm going to talk about which of these heroes I think is the best to pick, and from there, we'll do our spins and see how we do, and I'll talk a little bit about the fight we have ahead of us, because man, it is going to be spicy. Hello my friends and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and today's video is sponsored by the makers of Call of Dragons. And it's no secret that the lucky spin is among the highest value that you can pull down in the game, which is why it's really important to make a great choice when you're spinning in the wheel. Now, I'm going to state the obvious and say that you should work on a pairing that you're very invested in, or a combo that you really enjoy using. So if you really like mages, work on mages. If you really like running around with flying cavalry, Forondil's freaking outstanding. Or if you like running and hitting with your marksman, yes, of course, Kanara brings a lot of punch. And in general, what I would advise when you go and pick here is that the later generations seem to have higher power level than the younger generations. And once you reach the point where you're getting these choice wheels, if you have the option to pick something that's not a gold key commander or hero, you might choose to do that because ultimately Nico and Bakshi you're going to be getting from your gold keys. So while it's nice to rush out maxing them, that means that every time you pull them from a gold key, at this moment in time, it's a dud. The developers did say that at some point they're looking at adding something that would be of value to do with your excess legendary tokens. Right now, there is nothing. And I hope that it is something cool. Like, even if it's a cosmetic, it would be cool if there was something. But for now, excess legendary tokens are worth nothing. But I think that will change. Anyways, I think that when it comes to the heroes that are here, the hero that is probably going to be most commonly sought after is actually going to be Bertrand. And the reason that I say that is that first of all, he's relatively new. And second of all, he's a mage. And mages are really easy to use most of the time. The next best choice that I think people are probably undervaluing is going to be Freygar and Chisgule. Both of them are actually super high value. Sindri and Freygar is of course critical for behemoths. And as of the time of this recording, it's the meta. Is it possible that new marksmen come with the G3 designation that surpass them? Absolutely. We have no precedent really for area of effect damage marksmen, but I suspect that's what we may get. But if we don't, then Sinfrey will live on as the champions for behemoths, in which case Freygar is a great invest, both for field and because she flies, and for behemoths. And Chisgule, man, either with Gorash or not with Gorash, I'm finding that the new G2 infantry just really amp up the counterattack damage in a way that is spectacular. So I really like that as well. Honestly, every one of these heroes is good. None of these heroes are truly bad, and I've made a dedicated tier list about this. In case you want to see it, you can go check that out. Now, I'm about to have a fight. I'm about to use a bunch of universal tokens anyways, so it almost, for me, doesn't matter which of these heroes I go pick. I want to work on Forondil and potentially max him for this next fight. I also want to get more skills on a Bertrand, because I suspect that even though I do like running double Inf, that I will have times where I'm also running double mage and only one infantry march potentially. So that's double marksman, double mage with an infantry march. That's of course Gorash and Chisgule. I think I really want to do Forondil. I really do. And I feel like I'm so close to finishing him. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do Forondil. Yeah, I think that's the play, although I'm so torn. Like, getting another mage up and running could just be more value overall, and maybe Forondil is just the one that lags behind. I'm going to do Forondil. Both are really great, truly. I do think that obviously area of effect damage mages are, in my opinion, more powerful than your boy Bertrand, but I'm going to go with Forondil here, and let's get these spins going. To do that, I need to go make a purchase. I've covered this in a prior video, but from the Pluto Mall, you can buy what's called dragon tickets. You can see that I can exchange this ticket for an exact value bundle in the shop. So I've basically pre-purchased bundles, and now I'm just picking where to apply these tickets, and then I get the bundle. GG easy. Often in the Pluto Mall, you can get some additional stuff as well when you make a purchase. For my locale, it's about 10% extra value worth of tickets, which is kind of nice. And this gave me a few more keys, which I can open up. Do I even really need much from the keys at this point? No. I guess Emrys? I've maxed Thea and Nico. Nika is something I could use, I guess, although I'm not using her, so what does it even matter? Okay, time to spin, baby. We're going to do 200 total spins here. To do that, I am going to purchase with gems. We're going to smash this out. Just get her done, baby. Crank it up. 70,000 gems. To me, as a high spender, this is very high value. However, obviously only spin to the tiered rewards if you are a lower spender in the game, okay? The other thing I want to check before we go and do these spins is we just get a quick peek at Forondil. He is level 52 currently, but more importantly, I have 15 of his hero tokens already locked in. So let's get after it and see how we do, baby. Ooh, I expect I'll end up with like 130 total tokens. The last time I did this, oh baby, I got so lucky. And that's nice. We got a 10 spot there. I had 3 10 spots, like 3 full pulls in a single 5 spin. It was nuts. It was actually probably one of the best spins I've ever done. And that actually might be the best spin I've ever done in any of these city building war games over all time. Like, it was a crazy spin. All right. And it's like, look, I've been spinning wheels every other week for literally 5 years. Technically, I guess, because the mightiest governor cycles are off by a week, I think, from Rise of Kingdoms and Call of Dragons. I mean, every week I'm spinning a wheel in one game or another. And that was the best wheel I think I've ever had in any game over the course of the 5 years. GG, baby. GG. Now, of course, Call of Dragons hasn't been out for the full 5 years here. It's actually coming up on its 1 year anniversary of Go Live, which is pretty hype. I feel like Call of Dragons has evolved in a pretty meaningful way from its original launch state. And I think my hope for the game moving forward is that they continue to hammer on the community elements and feeling like you belong to a true community rather than a group that is reforming within each season. There's another 10 spot, which is kind of nice. I have spun a full 50 times here and gotten 2 10 spots, I believe, so far. That ain't bad. However, I'm going to need more of that if I'm going to surpass my guess here of 130 total legendary tokens. Now, if you are on a budget, you've probably already seen me talk about this, where ideally, I think you want to go and you want to spin to, let's say, I think it's the 10 spot, right? Right over here at the 10 spot, you get 5 extra tokens, which is a nice little boost for if you don't want to spend a small amount of gems. And if you're just looking for a little surge of tokens, that's a kind of nice way to go and do it. Plus, you got other stuff on this wheel. And these legendary medals, I don't know about you, but I still need a ton of legendary medals. Now, there is a way that you can go and buy these, obviously, from the merchant. I guess it's the goblin merchant, right? And that is fine. I find the best way to go and do it, obviously the resources over here for these medals is good, but periodically there'll be one of the sort of special stars that shows up for 2,400 gems, and it's like 1,000 experience. And that actually turns out to be extremely high value. By the way, if you didn't know that, smash a like on the video. I'm currently not buying those though, because you could spend a lot of gems on stars without realizing it, if that's what you're doing. Ooh. Look at that, another full pull on Forondil. Let's go. And we're making it before pity, which is nice. We've got another 5 pulls to pity here. And we'll have gotten, I think that's 3 full pulls on the Forondil. Not bad. So this is the halfway mark, okay? 100 spins. If I did just 100 spins and I claim these tier rewards, besides the G2 hero tokens that I'm getting, which I have not counted toward the total, we are going to get how many legendary tokens? We started with 15 on Forondil, and with all that, we're up to 102. So it's looking pretty good, but obviously less than 100 for the 100 spins that we've done. But now we continue on, and we hope for some, I don't want to say better luck, because I don't feel like I've had bad luck, but to break that 130 mark, I don't know, maybe I'll do it with 100 spins. Guess we'll see. There we go. Okay, that's pretty decent. So this season, I think the main role of Forondil for me is going to be backline ambushing, and he is very good for that. Will I be able to actually get a lot of that in this season? I don't know. Certainly not in the next zone, which I'll cover in just a minute, where we've got a big fight. I don't think there's going to be much of that at all, actually. And I think that is going to be primarily dominated by classic, like, infantry, archers, and marksmen. Man, Cav, I don't know. They'll be involved, but the thing that's going to be really crazy, though, is that the folks that we're fighting against have two alliances, basically both of their alliances stationed on these passes, and the major ally that we have in this battle coming up is in a different zone. So if I'm not mistaken, we're basically holding off 20 billion plus power of alliances with our one alliance. Should be interesting. I'm a little out of touch, however, in the details of the fight that's about to happen in just a couple days, in part because, dude, I have just finished like the Super Bowl of a KVK and Rise of Kingdoms. It was insane. Two of the strongest kingdoms of the game were in there. We also were playing, and it was nuts. And technically it's not over yet, but I think for my kingdom, our role in that KVK has come to a conclusion. All right, we've got a few more spins to go here, and we'll tally up how well we did or did not do. To me, this feels like it's like kind of average or below average for spins, but the total rewards here are so good overall. For the cost of the gems, dude, lucky spins are where it's freaking at. All right, 30 more spins to go here. There is another full pull. Okay. So if we can get another full pull before the end of this, I'll be feeling really, really good. Nothing beats that triple full pull that I got. I mean, that is a once in a lifetime occurrence, not gonna lie. I don't know what the odds are. I guess I could look it up, but it feels pretty darn slim to me. All right, 15 more pulls. We're trying to get the pity. Well, we can't get to pity. We're trying to get the full 10 spot here before we get to pity. And if I don't get it in the next 5, oh, we did it! Okay, now I'm feeling pretty bullish about the quality of these spins. I am feeling pretty bullish. Let's go. Okay, so Forondil, how did we end up here? We look at his skills. Oh yeah, we did good. We did real good. 33 tokens? Very good. Yeah, I mean, I kind of nailed it there. I kind of guessed it. And what I really should have been paying attention to, or closer attention to, is rounding out skills. Because like having enough tokens for half a skill is not worth anything to me. But here we are. We have 158 out of 75 tokens. This will be 75. The next one will be 75. And we're cruising, baby. We did get the attack bonus, which is kind of an interesting pickup. I kind of would prefer defense penetration, but here we are. A tiny amount of defense penetration. I guess the attack bonus is pretty good. So the final two skill ups will give me the 2% defense penetration, then 2% more defense penetration. To get that, it will cost me 100, not even 180 hero tokens. I mean, I probably will end up doing this very soon. And I honestly probably end up maxing Bertrand as well. Like I actually unironically probably end up just maxing him, which is funny because I didn't think I was going to do that at all this season. I don't know. I got to look into whether or not I'm going to be doing some rallying or garrisoning and if there's something specific I need to do for that. All right. So I'll hold off for now, but overall the account's in a pretty good spot. Theodore is almost maxed, by the way. I'm getting him from the daily special offer. I've got my Goresh maxed. Skogul is maxed. All the same faces you've seen from the prior season are maxed out. Thea, as I mentioned, is now maxed. And Garwood. I just don't want to use my universals on him, to be honest. But I am planning to use him, so we'll see what I end up doing here. I mean, I would love if I didn't have this garrison skill. It is good for Roots of War, sort of, but I would much prefer if I'd actually gotten other skills. And I don't think I actually want to push the retrain button. I have 11 of these. I actually do have 11 of these, and maybe I could just go for it a couple times, hope that I max the first skill while also not landing as many in here. Tempered Bark, because for fielding, obviously that's better, but you could end up in kind of a disaster situation here where you end up with the first skill not maxed, and that is very bad. The first skill you really want maxed. Now, in terms of the fight that we have ahead, like I mentioned, we're in this position over here, all right? And there's two passes we have to defend with one shell. So these guys are set up to double rally on this pass and single rally on this pass, depending on whether or not they want to break their coalition. So it could get very, very spicy. I don't know how much we want to really be taking double rallies, but it is over a bridge, which also is... This is going to be spicy. The whole thing is actually kind of amazing. And yes, we don't spell it turrets in Bloodfam. It's turrents with an N. All right, very intentional, very funny. You just gotta accept that that's funny. And you may recognize Milf over here as the group that we fought against in the past that defected and betrayed us in a very critical moment toward, you know, a critical point in the dragon fight. It was unreal. I don't want to like talk about that drama anymore. I don't want to relive that drama, but the card is in the end screen because we are fighting them. So if you want the context, you can check that out. Alternatively, if you want to see this crazy KVK that I was playing in, Rise of Kingdoms, card will be in the end screen for that one as well. Until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom. Be on the lookout for some more COD content coming soon because, man, this is going to heat up and get real spicy. And then we've got our Dragon Zone fight, Kingsland, okay? Wherever that is, I don't know. It's Atherin, right? Yeah, there's the dragon. There it is. Just chilling, baby. All right.